Okay, I'm starting over again on this piece because I guess it never saved it and my music skipped and the phone rang. So, starting over. Phone is off and music is fine. So, I said in the last piece that got, I guess, deleted. I was never, excuse me, never saved. To let me know how the lighting is on this. If you could. This is for Gabrielle, this is for you, and this is for my friend Nick, who's been also kind of helping me with the lighting and this and that, kind of the same things you are. And I look a little big. I feel like you can see me a little better if I'm closer like this. You know, if I'm up a little higher like this, I don't know, my nose looks a little big, but I don't care. I hope I could delete that part. Okay, so, alright, so I'm starting over again. I just answered question 3, and I'm going to answer it again. So, what are some of the distinctions between Tantra, sacred sexuality, and sexual energy? These three concepts get lumped together, but aren't really the same thing. Correct. Correct. Tantra is a form of yoga. It is a practice. It's like kind of the president of all of the aspects of Tantra. It's kind of like the title, and then sacred sexuality and sexual energy are chapters within that, within the whole. Tantra is a path, it's a practice. It incorporates the breath, it incorporates sexual energy, it incorporates sacred sexuality. But it is not, it doesn't have to be sacred sexuality, it doesn't have to be sexual energy. It's kind of the leader. Sacred sexuality is creating your sexual experiences as something that is sacred. It is making your sexual experience as it's making it like a ritual where you have a sexual experience, and instead of it just being a sexual experience, it's actually a sacred one where you value each other, you're honoring each other, or you're honoring yourself, you're valuing yourself, you're bringing God, you're bringing bliss, you're bringing love into your sexual experience, where it's not just an erotic experience, it's not just a quick fix or a quick getting off. It's something beautiful, it's something that incorporates love. Sexual energy is, I would say, the most important piece out of all three, and it is also very separate. Sexual energy is something that is a tool that you can work with. Sexual energy can be something that people can get overpowered by. They have a desire and a motivation to being intimate, and sexual energy is usually where it starts. Sexual energy is something that you can either create when you never had any experience or feel a feeling of arousal at all, or it is something that may be there to begin with. It is an energy that is extremely powerful, and it is the motivating factor for allowing someone for moving someone into desire and desiring an intimate experience. It is what builds the connection. It is what can move you to desiring sacred sexuality. It is what can move you to desiring to practice Tantra. But it does not necessarily mean that it is Tantra or that it is sacred. Some people have an enormous amount of sexual energy and they don't even know what Tantra is, or they don't know what sacred sexuality is. They're controlled by this sexual energy. They are moved by it, and it is their motivation for seeking a lover, for seeking an intimate experience, for desiring to be alone. It is their motivating factor for desiring to masturbate. It is a motivating factor to pursue a woman or a man. It is their motivating factor for just connecting, wanting to connect with another human being or with themselves. But it does not necessarily mean that they are doing something that is sacred, or that they know what that means. Some people are naturals at Tantra, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they know what that means or that they are practiced in it. So they are very different. Tantra is, like I said, a form of yoga, and sacred sexuality is making your sexual experiences sacred. And sexual energy is an energy that moves through the body. It is this energy that helps you to keep your energy flowing. It's usually based at your root chakra, the first chakra and the second chakra, your sacral chakra, and it is the base of the Kundalini energy, where the Kundalini is flowing. And some people can feel sexual energy without having your Kundalini flowing. Some people can just feel the sexual energy down in their genital areas, but when you add Tantra and sacred sexuality to your sexual energy, you're expanding your sexual energy throughout your entire body, where you can fill your body with your own sexual energy. It's almost like filling a cup, filling a sponge where it may have had just a tiny little drop of water on the edge of the sponge, and when you fill the entire sponge with water, it's full. It feels all of the water and all of the liquid, just as your body, as when you work with that little bit of sexual energy that's in the one area of your body where it starts, and you work with it and expand it, your whole entire body can feel orgasmic and blissful and expansive. And you feel at one with yourself. You feel at one with the universe. You feel love for yourself. You feel love for others. But sexual energy by itself is not necessarily tantric. I could probably keep going on that one, but I think that's a good place to start. What do I do in my work as a tantric therapist? That's a really big question. Let's see, do we have time to talk about all of that? What I do is different now than what I did last year, or the year before, or 5 years ago, or 7 years ago when I first started the tantric work. I've been doing healing work since 1995, so for about 15, 16 years. But since I started doing tantric work, tantric therapy as part of my main life, my main work, I've shifted from different styles, and I've shifted as I've expanded and I've transformed. I've grown immensely since I started doing this work, and I will continue to grow. And what I would say that I'm doing right now, I completed a relationship coaching training and a mentor master coaching training last year, and So I start out with like relationship coaching. I also completed spiritual coaching and life coaching. So I really just I start out with really listening. So whether it's spiritual coaching, someone needs life coaching, relationship coaching, sex coaching, or something with their family that's going on, something with their children, um, something that has to do with their intimate life, their intimacy, or maybe it could be about their feminine power, if it's a woman, where she might have been wounded, she might have been traumatized, and she wants to open up her sexual energy again, or if she's with a man that she might be afraid to open up to him, or she might not feel loved. Or if it's a man who's with a woman who he's married to and he loves deeply, but he's frustrated because he's not able to connect to her because she's shut down. So I will work on both sides. I will work with the man to help him connect to her, or I will work with the woman to help her open so that she's more willing to give of herself or to receive the love that her man is offering. Or it could be something from their past, from their childhood. It could be stress related, work related. It could be emotional. They may want to learn how to be more present. They may want to learn how to connect to their partner, or connect to themselves. Someone might want to go on a spiritual path. They might want to learn about Tantra. They might want to learn how to meditate or how to get started in spirituality. And they may first seek me out for some sexual desire, and then realize that they really want to start a spiritual journey. Or they may want to learn yoga, or they may want to learn Reiki. They may want to learn massage. So I start out with, someone will come in and I'll just talk to them, and I may offer them tea or a snack, and I'll just get them relaxed. And I usually start with breathing. Before we even talk, I most of the time I'll have someone breathe for just a couple minutes before we even start talking, just to help them ground their energy from the trip that they were in before they got here, for however long it took them to get here. I'll have them breathe to just kind of ground their energies. But if they want to talk right away, we can talk right away. And I usually get an idea if they're anxious when they first come to me. Then I'll have them breathe. If they're nervous, I'll have them breathe. If they're scared, I'll have them breathe. If they're angry, I'll have them breathe. If they're frustrated, any emotion that where I can sense that there's something that's not allowing them to be present with me, I'll have them breathe when they first get here. But if they're comfortable in their body and they're relaxed for the most part, we can start talking, and I will listen to what they're dealing with or what they want to share, and we'll go about their intentions. We'll create an intention for the session, and they may need to just share what they're dealing with in their life. And whatever that is, I will address that, and that will be what is the most important thing for the session. Sometimes people just need to get things off their chest, and they need to really share what's going on. I don't just dive in with my work, or with my sessions with the people that come to me, because they're a person. They need to, they're coming to me for a reason, and they're coming to me for something that's important to them. And they deserve to be valued. They deserve to be honored. They deserve to be heard and recognized. And they deserve to have someone that listens to them and what's important to them. And when I can tell that they're done talking and they don't want to talk anymore, that they're ready to do the hands-on part, then we'll complete the coaching piece, or the counseling piece, whichever way you like to look at that. I sometimes do coaching or I do counseling. It just depends on what they want. And then after we do the meditation part and we do the talking part, I will usually go into a deeper meditation, a more of a breath work type of a meditation. So it's a deep breathing, and depending on what their intentions were or their goals were, I'll do a breath work practice that complements that goal or that intention or what they're dealing with. There's a lot of different types of breath work that I share and that I offer in my sessions, and depending on what they're coming in with, what they're dealing with, what they want, their goals, their desires, their intentions, I'll do breath work that's going to match that to the best that I know of. And then we'll go into the floor work. We may work with their energy, may work with their chakras, may work with their breath, may work with touch, may work with holding, hugging and cuddling, may do like deep breathing, emotional clearing breath work. May just do holding hands and eye gazing. May do Yab practice and working with the energies that way. In the past I've done, and I'm available to doing sacred bath ritual, where I create a ceremony with the bath, or I may create a ceremony with a foot ceremony, sacred foot bath, where I create a little tub for their feet with warm water and bubbles and aromatherapy, essential oils, and I'll massage their feet very passionately. And I've been trained in reflexology and acupressure and shiatsu massage, so I may incorporate some of that in a sensual touch. And then I'll work with the water, and the water will really cleanse their body, really pull out all the stress from their body into the water. And that will really be a whole session. It will start with a foot massage, and I'll move into doing energy up their legs and on their chakras, and I may do a holding on their chakras and their body, and I may end up doing a full tantric session that way. Or most of the time I do a tantric massage. Most of the time I do a healing massage on the floor after the talking sequence, and just have someone expand into a full body orgasm, or they'll learn how they can do that, or they may want to learn how to control their ejaculation, or they may want to learn how to expand themselves. So some people want sacred spot ritual. Some people they want to learn how to love their woman better. And sometimes I work with couples. I work with women. And I know this is in particular for women, but the question was general: what do I do in my Tantra therapy session? So it's really intuitive. I'm also a Reiki master, so I may work with energy. And the energy healing comes with me, comes with the package. Whatever we do, that energy healing comes with the sessions. I'm also trained in yoga and certified in yoga, so the yoga part of me comes with me. I'm also very intuitive, and I'm also very empathic, so I may feel somebody's energy in my own body. If they're having anxiety or issues with their heart, or I may feel it in my own body. Or if they're starting to be aroused, or even when they first get there, they may be aroused before they even get here, and when they sit down, I'll feel it in my yoni. I'll feel them, how aroused they are, because I'll feel it in my own body. It's like, wow, okay, we haven't started yet. So we're going to get you grounded before we do anything, and help to expand that energy so it's not just a sexual experience. So my sessions are intentional. They're very intentional. They're very personal. Each person has their own agenda, that has their own goals, and they have their own needs and desires depending on who they are and what they want and their life circumstances. And I'm here to support them in whatever it is that they need. And if boundaries need to be put in place, then boundaries will be put in place. So we could talk about that for quite a while, but I don't want to make that too long. As a woman, what message would you like to impart to men so that they can better understand women and be able to connect deeper with them? What message? Wow. Work out your anger, please. Come to your woman with love. Learn how to honor a woman. Learn how to respect her. This shirt just wants to fall, so I'm just going to let it fall. Learn how to listen. Really listen. And I know men are not as intuitive as women, but those skills can be learned. And if you can get in touch with your intuition and really use that to connect to her, you will create a very sacred experience with her, and she will feel loved. Women need to feel loved. They need to feel heard. They need to feel they want to feel adored. They want to be adored, and they want to be acknowledged for the goddess and the beauty and the love that they are. So what message I would give to men is to get out of your head and to get out of your ego. To put your ego aside and listen to her. Put your ego aside and be with her. Put your ego aside and hold her. Put your ego aside and don't worry about your performance, how you are, or if you think that you're going to be able to provide or perform for her. Performance doesn't necessarily matter. It's just how you're being with her, and it's how you're loving her, and it's your ability to just give to her and listen and hold her in what she needs. So that would probably be the biggest lesson, or the biggest message I would like to give to men. The mothers are your greatest teacher, and many people have emotions, anger in particular, in their bodies, and when that emotion can be acknowledged, it can dissipate. And if you want to create sacredness with the woman that you love, just listen to her and just hold the space for her to be who she is. And she will do the same for you. She will do the same for you. What are a few pitfalls men should keep in mind to avoid when it comes to approaching women in a sexual context? I have to think about that one. What are a few pitfalls men should keep in mind? Don't assume anything, and always ask permission. Always acknowledge her. Offer her with the deepest respect. Don't take criticism personally. Don't take her correcting you and how she wants to be touched personally. It's her personal desire. And every day, every moment is different. And it has absolutely nothing to do with you. She's honoring her body. When she's telling you to do something and when she's asking you to do something, she's listening to her body. Her body needs something very different and in different moments, because women are very intuitive. They're in touch with feminine energy. They're in touch with their bodies, and before they reach menopause, women go through cycles throughout the month. And as they're going throughout these cycles, their body needs different things at different points of the month. So she's listening to her body when she's expressing what she needs. And she's asking for you to connect to her by listening to her body as she's listening. When she asks you to touch her a certain way, or when she asks you where to touch her. And if you're not doing what her body's telling you to do and she asks you to change, don't make it mean anything. Don't get your ego out of the way and just receive what she's saying, that it's a message from Spirit, it's a message from God, it's a message from her heart and her womb. Her womb and her body, her spirit, her being are talking through her to you. And if you want to connect to God and to love and to Spirit, listen to her, and you will have a very profound experience. Describe to whatever extent you would like a fantasy tantric connection with a man. I think I'm gonna do that one on a separate video. So, thank you for listening.